Chama cha mawakili nchini LSK kimetangaza kuendelea na mgomo wa wanachama wake kwa kususia kutoshiriki shughuli zozote za mahakama wiki hii. Wakizungumza mbele ya mahakama hapa Nairobi, LSK inasema hatua hiyo inalenga kushinikiza kushughulikiwa kwa madai ya kuongezeka kwa ufisadi ndani ya idara ya mahakama, hali inayodaiwa kuwanyima Wakenya haki kwa wakati na kwa usawa. Rais wa LSK Charles Kanjama amemtaka Jaji Mkuu Martha Koome kuwajibisha wote wanaohusishwa na vitendo hivyo ili kurejesha imani ya umma na kulinda hadhi ya mahakama kama taasisi huru yenye uwazi na inayotenda haki, huku mgomo huo ukifanyika kote nchini.
Every judge must, in regard to the targeted court boycott of specific courts, including the Supreme Court of Kenya that is here behind us, we want to inform our members and the public, based on the information we have received today and the experience, it is going to be a total court boycott.
If courts have become masters unto themselves, that they can stop court order, they can use court orders to stop the investigations, they can stop EACC from digging out the dirt, they can stop the JSC from being able to handle complaints placed before them, then how can we trust in our courts?
The judiciary is irredeemably compromised and is unable to act as an arbiter whenever disputes arise. And what that means is that it will become a jungle.
And this is a message that I want to pass to Chief Justice Martha Koome. We've sat with you. We've asked you to take the necessary steps to ensure that there is accountability and integrity in the judiciary.
We are targeting certain special courts, notorious judges who have refused to stop this Jurispesa business that they have been doing all along.
This is a conversation that started almost...
As we speak, today being on Wednesday 22nd of July 2026, there is a certain thing that has actually been happening in the country, where the Law Society of Kenya and most of its advocates have actually been striking, and they have declared a war on the judiciary of the Republic of Kenya over the recent misconduct within the judiciary. Now, according to the Law Society of Kenya, advocates have repeatedly raised concerns over registry operations, including delays in processing court documents, releasing court-held funds, poor file management, inconsistent course list, and recurring technology disruptions. Now, the LSK has defended its decision today to boycott court proceedings across the country, saying the move is intended to push for judicial accountability and reforms after years of raising concerns that it says have largely gone unresolved. The nationwide boycott taking place on Wednesday, July 22nd, comes even as the judiciary has assured Kenyans that all courts will remain open and continue offering services, urging litigants and court users to attend as scheduled. In a statement to its members, LSK President Charles Kanjama said the society had spent months engaging the judiciary through meetings with Chief Justice Martha Koome, consultative bar bench sessions, memoranda, and discussions with advocates across the country. Despite those efforts, the society said advocates continued to report widespread challenges affecting the administration of justice. LSK cites corruption and delays. Among the key reasons behind the boycott, LSK pointed to allegations of corruption, judicial misconduct, and abuse of office involving some judicial officers. The society said such claims continue to erode public confidence in the courts and called for prompt, impartial, and effective actions to address allegations of corruption and misconduct to uphold the integrity of the judiciary. LSK also cited persistent delays in hearing and determining cases, blaming case backlogs, frequent adjournments, delayed rulings and operational inefficiencies that have slowed access to justice. According to the society, advocates have repeatedly raised concerns over registry operations, including delays in processing court documents, as I said, what have you. Now, the society further argued that that existing mechanisms for handling complaints against judges and judicial officers have not been effective enough. It called on the Judicial Service Commission, JSC, to ensure complaints are handled expeditiously, transparently and fair in order to strengthen accountability and restore public confidence. LSK also highlighted concerns about the treatment of advocates in courtrooms, saying some members had experienced discontentious conduct and practices that undermined their role as officers of the court. Other issues raised include inconsistent case management, handling of urgent applications, procedural inconsistencies that increase litigation costs and delays, concerns surrounding specialized courts and justice sector reforms, as well as repeated disruptions affecting the judiciary's e-filing and digital court systems. The LSK also expressed reservations over the transition of the judiciary's pro bono scheme and pauper briefs to the National Legal and Aid Service, saying members were worried about unpaid legal fees, proposed accreditation requirements, and the future role of advocates in providing legal aid. While reaffirming its support for judicial independence, LSK argued that independence must be matched with accountability, transparency, and responsiveness. And I quote, "The Council remains committed to constructive engagement with the judiciary and fully supports its constitutional independence. However, judicial independence must go hand in hand with accountability, integrity, transparency, and responsiveness to legitimate concerns raised by court users and the bar," the statement said. The society added that where sustained engagement fails to produce meaningful progress, it has both a statutory and constitutional duty to take lawful, measured, and proportionate action to protect the interests of advocates and the public. Besides the one-day nationwide boycott, LSK also announced an indefinite targeted boycott of courts presided over by judges or judicial officers who have obtained court orders preventing the Judicial Service Commission or the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission from investigating or processing complaints against them. The society also resolved to establish a confidential framework through which advocates can regularly report concerns relating to judicial performance, alleged misconduct, corruption, registry inefficiencies, other systematic challenges. Despite the boycott, the judiciary has maintained that all courts across the country will remain operational. The institution has assured litigants that judicial officers, registries, and court staff will continue providing services, urging members of the public to attend court as scheduled unless directed otherwise by the respective courts. LSK, on its part, instructed advocates to refrain from participating in hearings during the boycott, but clarified that court filings should continue uninterrupted to avoid missing statutory deadlines. It also allowed mentions solely for the purpose of obtaining fresh hearing dates and extending interim orders where necessary. Ladies and gentlemen, as the LSK today started this nationwide boycott, something has happened that has actually showed us that if this had happened before, then we would have actually had a court or a judiciary that works for the purpose of serving the people of this republic and not for the purpose of doing what? And not for the purpose of actually serving the interest of a few individuals with money. Because as we speak, according to the reports that the report that we have received today, there is a very large I mean, there is a very huge case that has currently been blown up on social media, where the Chief Justice has ordered the arrest of a certain High Court official or a judge of the High Court who has been arrested over over judicial misconduct. I mean, he goes by the name of, he's a judge in Kangema. I think Kangema is in Moranga or Nyeri. Yes, he has been arrested by the EACC, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Now, the Law Society of Kenya, boycotting corrupt judges and a politically captured Judicial Service Commission, we fully support that. But punishing all judges with a blanket boycott punishes litigants more. Let's say this, a time has come that we have to call it as it is. Kanjama, as the president of LSK versus Koome, why LSK is boycotting corrupt judicial officials. And this is something that we all must stand up for. Number one, those who obtained orders halting the Judicial Service Commission from processing removal complaints against them. The likes of Koome, Justice Muilu, Wanjala, Lenaola, Joaquin Dongo, Ombwayo, Nalkuni, Chepkwony, Waithaka. Number two, those who obtained protection from Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission or DCI investigation. Imagine as a judge or a magistrate, when you find that kuna watu ambao wamegundua jinsi ambavyo unafanya kazi and that you have been taking bribes, they go ahead to seek orders so that you can be investigated by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. But instead, you move ahead to block yourself from investigation. Tell me, where can justice be served in such a manner? Mali ambapo wewe kama jaji wa koti unajilinda kutokana na upelelezi ama uchunguzi. As a judge, if there is somebody that should even be offering their details so that they can be investigated, are these judges. Kwa sababu, they should prove beyond reasonable doubt that, we have done nothing wrong and so you are free to investigate us. But hawa watu wanapinga kuchunguzwa na Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Now, underlying legal battle, CJ Martha Koome faces multiple Judicial Service Commissioner removal petition, abuse of power, misconduct. The broader removal bid rests on 7 consolidated petitions filed by former LSK presidents and others accusing the Supreme Court bench of gross misconduct, incompetence. Pending before a 3-judge High Court bench, Justice Kariuki, Mugambi, and Momuye, that will rule next month on whether JSC can proceed. The other one, Kenya Magistrates and Judges Association. President Justice Peter Mulwa argued LSK to suspend the boycott, warning it would prejudice litigants, undermine access to justice, and risk being seen as an attempt to influence pending cases. They proposed a structured dialogue via the National Council on the Administration of Justice or a bar bench forum instead. Now, the standoff places Kenya's judiciary at a constitutional crossroads, testing whether the Judicial Service Commission can process removal complaints against sitting judges, or whether the campaign amounts to an unconstitutional attack on judicial independence, and litigants are seen as the ones most likely to suffer from prolonged court disruption. But ladies and gentlemen, above all, yes, we agree that if there is something that we cannot do is punish every litigant here. But let's agree on one thing, that if there is a time that we need an overhaul of the Judicial Service Commission and the judiciary of the Republic of Kenya at large, is right now. Most of the leadership at the Supreme Court, we have seen what has been happening. Rulings have been made by the Court of Appeal to overturn judgments made by the High Court without actually citing the reasons of why they have been doing so altogether. And we all can tell that most of these cases or these rulings that we have actually cited before, most of them have been cases that actually touches on the state or affects the government of President William Ruto in one way or the other. So this move by the high, the LSK, the Law Society of Kenya, to actually boycott every court proceedings in the country moving forward, they actually tell us one thing, that if there is a time for the legal society to start fighting for its independence right now and to protect itself from corruption and influence from the government, it's right now. Because, ladies and gentlemen, as we speak, we know we are heading to a very unprecedented time. We are heading to the 2027 general election. And as I have always told you, never expect that 2027 there will not be requirement for us to proceed to the judiciary or to the Supreme Court for the listening of some certain cases in facing the challenging the outcome of the election. And with a corrupt and an incompetent judiciary, justice will never be served. So that is why this actually means a lot. This means a lot. It means a lot to us. Mtazamaji, that's what's up. I would love to hear your take. Leave a comment to the comment section. See you in our next video. This is the Kenyan Daily Report.
The boycott called for tomorrow by the leadership of the Law Society of Kenya is not novel. Boycotts have been held before, either in respect of the entire judiciary in general or to specific judges in particular. Tomorrow will be limited to the general boycott of all courts. It's just for one day. It is a small price to pay for the greater good. Tomorrow and henceforth, the boycott will continue in respect of specific judges and magistrates who have obtained orders stopping the JSC or the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission from probing them. This, friends, litigants and advocates, is important, and it must be pursued for us to attain and sustain accountability and integrity in the judiciary. Two things. I've seen the statement that was released by Paul Ndemo yesterday, purportedly on behalf of the judiciary. The office that Paul Ndemo holds does not have any legal basis, and what he says must be ignored and disregarded with the contempt that it deserves. But fundamentally, there is one issue that Paul Ndemo raised that requires immediate attention. Paul Ndemo says, judicial officer and member of staff against whom a complaint is made is entitled to due process. Of course, due process. The Constitution established the Judicial Service Commission as the fora, the only fora, where complaints against judges and magistrates will be heard. These judges and magistrates have frustrated the Judicial Service Commission from undertaking its work. It cannot therefore lie in the mouth of Paul Ndemo to say that by demanding a boycott of the sittings of these particular judges, we are denying them due process. Two is a statement by the Kenya Magistrate and Judges Association, which is quite telling in many aspects, some of which you may not be able to discern unless with keen eyes. Under item number 2, it says, its immediate and heaviest cost is borne by litigants. We know this phraseology, where several magistrates and judges always try and tell litigants, we can deal. You do not need to have an advocate for me to rule in your favor. We know what you're talking about. That will not sail through. The boycott must be undertaken. Do not therefore blackmail the advocates and or the litigants by saying that the heaviest cost is borne by the litigants. Further, the Kenya Magistrate Judges Association asserts that in respect of those judges for whom we have designated a permanent boycott, that their cases are presently before courts of competent jurisdiction, exercising their lawful right to be heard on matters that remain sub judice. No, it cannot be. A judge and magistrate must deal with an issue against him or her before the Judicial Service Commission. You expect us to expect that there will be justice before a judge hearing a case by a judge. No, that's tomfoolery. He goes further to say that this protest targeted for these judges and magistrates is an attempt to influence the outcome of pending proceedings and sits uneasily with Article 160 of the Constitution. Of course, we make no mistake about it. That's what we want, because these judges had no power in the first place to stop the Judicial Service Commission from doing its work. And we speak from abundance of wisdom. When it comes to the impeachment of the Deputy President of the Republic, the judges say that the Constitution must be allowed to take its full course. Why is it different for judges? The issue of sub judice does not therefore arise. Lastly, the Kenya Magistrate and Judges Association speaks about, we would encourage the LSK to channel specific evidence-backed complaints through the Judicial Service Commission and the Office of the Judiciary Ombudsman, both of which remain open and available. Open and available to what extent? The Judicial Service Commission dismisses these petitions willy-nilly, where, for whatever reason, they're able to make progress. These judges and magistrates rush to court. You even talk about alternative dispute resolution as an avenue of reducing backlog. No, you are a judge and magistrate. We bring to you cases that have to be determined by legal minds. Please, don't subject us to this tomfoolery. You judges and magistrates were once advocates. The Law Society has the power to disbar you. So when we raise a key issue of concern that affects not only advocates and litigants, but the general Kenyan public, you must treat it with the seriousness it deserves. Madam Chief Justice, you see, you've been pussyfooting around this issue for too long now. We made a request to you in February. You said you'll work on it. Why haven't you processed the petitions before the Judicial Service Commission against these judges? Process them. If they're dismissed, so be it. If they are upheld, let them go before a tribunal. You cannot sit on this matter forever. It cannot be. Friends, let us uphold the request by the leadership of the Law Society of Kenya to undertake a general boycott tomorrow. It's a one-day boycott for the entire judiciary. And thereafter, a specific boycott for the identified judges